wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. Of Ukraine.
Wars have been fought over oil. In a short matter of time, they will be fought over wars.
Wow, we made it back.
Indeed.
Hold up. I know this. It's
38.
40? No, I think it's 40. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check.
That was actually a pretty good guess.
It's been a couple weeks, we've been yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's 40. I think we made it.
4-0 over the hill.
Yeah. We made it. We're over the hill now. I'm 40. This podcast is 40. We've returned from a small hiatus. I experienced a health emergency and did not go anywhere near New York. I can promise. Yeah. Fine.
Yes.
I didn't have to talk to insurance at all. It was crazy. I called up the urgent care and I was like, hey, my back's fucked up, just like last year. And they're like, sure, we'll just send you steroids. Bye. And that was it.
Oh, nice.
It was even cheaper than a doctor's visit. I was like, I'm just doing this from now on.
We're just going to mail you drugs.
Yeah. Goddamn, man.
Thank you.
They were like, you can pick that up at CVS and now. Or I was like, cool.
Wow. That's service.
Yeah. So service with a smile.
You know what? There's been a lot of complaints about this healthcare system, and I just can't see why. That sounds fantastic.
So good. I don't understand. Now I can't go, diagnose the underlying problem, an orthopedic surgeon or anything like that. But small steps.
Hey,
small steps.
Okay, don't say anything to upset the sheep. They've been getting pretty rowdy lately.
You see, I know your favorite guy is Will Stansel. I loved Will Stansel over the weekend where he's like, well, actually, if you look at the YouGov polling, people really like their health, and it just doesn't bear out that people don't like health insurance.
These
and I'm like,
people,
brother, you're not even part of the club. You make less than 6 figures a year. I'm sure of it. You live in the Midwest doing nothing. Who are you fucking fighting for? Why are you trying to defend the status quo, brother? Why is that boot so far up your throat? I don't understand.
It's really crazy how hard.
No, he thinks he's going to be special and empower one day, so he's got to defend these systems until he gets there.
The thing that makes me insane is you've got the fact that inflation and the prices, all the shit, right?
Yeah.
All the things that really piss people off.
Yeah.
Trump gets reelected because largely there's, the bottom drops out because of the Democrats, comes out of it, and there's 2 conversations.
Yeah.
The economy as it affects normal people.
Yes.
And the 13 trans kids that are playing sports across the country. And that's the whole fucking thing, right? How dare they?
Pickleball of all things too.
No, not pickleball. And within a moment, anything that even focusing on, hey, maybe the poors aren't really digging this economy so much. Maybe all these graphs are completely meaningless to all of us.
Yes. None of this means anything, actually. It turns out Ann Selzer is just is another fucking tarot reader. Only tarot readers are much more accurate than she is,
If you, that's where it's okay, so hey, if you can get it eventually of the people who stayed on the couch or people who just ended up voting for Trump and had to deal with, the economy and not really having anything for you. And then a guy shoots a damn CEO on the street. You can't keep doing that. Well, the graph said you can't keep doing this.
What are people thinking? You
cannot keep doing this.
They're very happy with their health insurance, and that's why these CEOs are getting, rolled, all right? They love it.
confused lefties should just look at the polls.
It's incredible, man. I love that shit. Just like deferring to like, well, no, there's hard data. It's like he's a goddamn computer, you know? He's like, no, listen, you have to read this spreadsheet. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we're going to get into the details of that.
You want to talk about the greater happenings of the world, though. I feel.
Well, I like big to small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The weave.
The weave.
But
finally, our time to talk about Moldova. All right, I'm ready. So I prepared.
Well, I think democracy is spreading across the nation. Wow. You know, Joe Biden.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, this guy's a bullshitter, but democracy is spreading. Apparently what I've heard.
Isn't he fucking like one of the last things he's doing as a lame duck is trying to investigate Spain for denying port access for arms shipments? You know what's really important before Trump gets in here? We got to put a fucking handle on Spain. They are not letting enough like death bombs get to Palestine to murder more children. Okay,
they've got fucking socialists. Did you know that?
What a fucking demon!
Yeah.
God, man, he's gonna be remembered as such a dog shit fucking president. It's awesome.
Well, that's where like nothing I love more than a good redemption story. Okay. You know, because like when they say, you know, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, the United States, we're greedy. OK, we like to have our terrorist and freedom fighter, too.
We do, yeah.
And now in Syria, the bringer of democracy, former Al-Qaeda member.
Okay. They say, you know, Marcus, I saw this on Twitter the other day. They say, you know, if you're young and you're not part of Al-Qaeda, you have no heart. You know, if you're old and you're not a CIA-backed, you know, pragmatist, then you have no brain, you know, like that's just the logical progression from, you know, liberal to more conservative over time.
Yeah. And that's where rhetorically, I think it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The thing that is hard to ignore is when you do see like so many Syrian people and the hope that they have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we think about.
I want to have that hope.
Yeah, we think about stuff like post-Saddam. Like, there's definitely. I mean, remember there are activists in Syria that have not. They've been using pseudonyms for decades, right? Like, they have not used their real name because of fear of crackdown and, you know, like just indefinite prison. So
some of these
videos I understand
these
it.
prisons, are like absolutely insane, you know.
Yeah.
But like this is like I think where the concerning thing with Syria and this whole topping of Assad is that as much as they keep screaming about this is a new chance for democracy, and he's saying a lot of the right things, leader from HTS, you know, he's saying a lot of the right things. You know, some of the reporting out of Idlib where they had already like governing, you know, oh, hey, it's not that bad, you know, like type of shit. These are all things with these external factors that really drive what the fuck is going on. Yeah. And as Assad, I almost said stuff, as Assad goes off to Russia and he's just chilling.
Yeah.
At that point, instantly, every other conflict in Syria is turned on. Yeah. Right. So between Assad and his backers and, you know, the northeastern, you know, of like HTS, this group, only that was settled quickly and essentially like with a little bit like conflict. Right now, the Turkish backed groups and the Kurdish groups, those are in conflict.
Yes.
Like
you got
United
Benjamin
States,
Netanyahu coming out of nowhere, like, I'm here to take land now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, You
got increased, you know, strikes against ISIS in the east, land grab, bombing in Damascus from Israel.
Yeah.
And you've got like millions of people hoping that they can go back home.
Yeah.
And like, so you know, that's where, oh, hey, you know, like fuck Assad. Like, that's where, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
the reporting when like the plane went down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, but like, you know, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
But this isn't just sunshine and rainbows, as been reporting, because
regime
all the other
change
things
seldom is without consequence, no matter how, you know, hopeful it may be.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these are going to have like global ramifications. There was a very interesting kind of balance that existed with Assad, you know, a monster that he was. There were factors that are now that were not up in the air, that are now all at play with regards to this relationship with Turkey, with Iran, with Saudi Arabia. Like, we are unaware of how these things are going to play out. And I think I think it's best kind of described by AP News that said, our hope is that they do not develop as a theocratic state, which would be harder for the West to bargain with. It is all of this is viewed through the lens of how will the United States benefit from this newfound leadership, you know? And that kind of tells you everything you need to know about what's going to be happening in the coming like months and years for the Syrian people. Is like, there is no one, like, absent maybe this new leadership, there is no one that actually cares for the Syrian people themselves more. How will they be a willing pawn for this greater conflict within the Middle East?
Yeah, you know, because like you said, where like all of these actors, and like there's this Russian air base.
Yeah.
That, you know, what happens with that?
Yeah.
Like the fact that Israel is just indiscriminately bombing, like they're like going after military sites that they've had intelligence on. You know, wonder where they got that from.
Yeah.
But essentially, just ensuring that any type of southern defenses, you know, that used to be the Syrian army, that, you know, if there is an overchange of government, then that's their shit now, right? Yeah. And so it's basically just escalating tensions off the jump, no matter who comes into to power. If they are acquisition, is this some planned thing of like, hey, you all need new military equipment, and then there's a jockeying of who they purchase it from?
Correct. Yeah. Like, these are new alliances that will be forged, and then new. You know, I think I always think of things like the IMF, right? It's like, what comes with that, right? Like, what commitments come with that? What strings are attached? What happens when people trying to come and collect on, you know, these things that will be given? You know, what does Erdogan seek out of, you know, this bargain in the future? You know, things like that is.
Because I'll be real. Like, I mean, from the what's being reported on the ground, as far as the major cities, things seem okay. Yeah. Right? Like, you know, there's not a whole lot of conflict. People celebrating. Saw some people riding on a damn Assad statue that looked like fun. They're trying to populate the government. There's people overseeing the regular functions like electricity and sewage. You know, the things that need to be happening. Yeah. That really, they are not going to be successful when Israel's just going to be doing airstrikes whenever they want in major cities, and then taking over land in the south when there's escalations in the north between the Turkish versus Kurdish, you know, and then you got just the United States just blowing the shit up out of like the east part of the country. These things are not going to allow any, you know, whatever hope is in this, like, you know, budding, you know, thing, like, and this is like this crazy fucking thing, but hey, you know, since a guy that is former Al-Qaeda, you know, maybe, you know, like, I know this sounds wild, but maybe this is a guy who could go talk to ISIS. Yeah. Maybe this is a guy that could maybe try to say, okay, we've had enough, you know, like, let's all just take a look and air everything out, you know, at least have a chance to just say, oh, let's just look back in time. What has happened and where do we go from here? None of this can happen as long as this is just who has control over oil, who gets to sell them weapons or take territory or all that type of shit.
But none of that gets to happen. That is the burden of being, a kind of pivotal actor within that space. The Middle East is like, I'm sorry, you don't get to lean back and relax. You are your position as a state. You are the resources that you possess, and you are the potential of insurgent forces that exist within you at all times. Like that is, your ones and zeros on a fucking spreadsheet to like Western actors, They're looking at you and saying, all right, what is going to be best for us to happen here, and how can we do our best to influence that?
Like there's just no question. It's just like every
democracy is just who will be compliant.
There's because they don't ask like, hey, is there any juice in this fruit? Like there's only like, we will keep squeezing until we get something. And then sometimes it's just warfare and expenditures of military equipment, line go up for the military industrial complex, regions destabilized. And then whatever happens afterwards, then they just deal with that. Yeah. And like Iraq, Afghanistan, Sahel region, Nigeria, like the United States doesn't really care.
No,
it's just whatever juice we can get out of this. And it doesn't matter how hard we squeeze, like you're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting something out of it,
yes.
Sometimes when you're a president, you just want to act up, get silly.
Yeah.
Call martial law for a day.
Love that guy. Love that guy. Listen, hey, who none of us will be the wife guy that he is, Marcus. He said, how dare you accuse my wife of bribery, all right? Obviously, there's some secret leftist, contingent.
North Korea.
Trying to break apart my beautiful family, and I won't have it, okay?
Absolutely not. You know that guy sang karaoke with Biden at the White House like 2 years ago?
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, because, Biden loves non-dictators, okay?
Yeah.
There's Biden hates
100%.
dictators,
Listen,
okay?
That's fan, why, okay? Loves the royal family in Saudi Arabia, like big fan.
Yeah.
Not a monarchist in Great Britain, but anybody else.
Dictator on day one, that's bad. That's no good, okay? No good. Martial law for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, pretty chill.
No big deal.
And again, like you saw on the ground, there were a lot of people that were like a lot of Koreans that were kind of fucking nonplussed or just actively hostile to the idea because they bit like we think in our lifetime, like South Korea has been more on the kind of up and up and just been more headed towards democracy. But like there's people that are just one generation away from like Syngman Rhee. Like they know what happened there. Okay. And they are not gonna go back to like the martial law eras of like the 70s and the 80s, like this military dictatorship. They're just not gonna put up with that shit.
No, and the elder millennials in South Korea are growing up in like the wake of one of the worst massacres, in like the modern era and it would like literally came after the president declared martial law, and he started killing started killing protesters and all that type of shit. And so like, it's not like this, way yesteryear type of thing. Yeah. A lot of people know, or it is very fresh history,
Yes. No, it is a very recent, I don't know. It's easy to kind of look at other places because we're not there through this lens of like, oh, that's all ancient. It's not. I mean, that lives on in the memory of people's parents and everything that are very much around. Like they know how that's kind of gone down before. And again, kind of, I don't know. I got no fucking love for the government of South Korea. I think they are as U.S. backed puppety as you can get, right? Like driving their people into the ground just as much as we are, but it is wild that they can just like sit together and just be like, oh, we're going to actively probe this insurrection immediately. And as of today, I believe they put the defense secretary in jail. They're just like, we're not going to do this, actually. It's crazy what other countries can do, I guess, with immediacy.
Yeah. And I like it's wild like seeing the video of there's like the lady that grabbed the military member's gun.
Yeah.
And he didn't shoot her or start beating her. They just kind of stood there.
Crazy.
It is wild that, and yeah, I mean, how embarrassing, right? To be like, I'm calling martial law. And then like,
yeah,
never mind.
Sorry. Everybody told me no. Well, like, I'm sorry. Listen, I'd leave the country if like I was like martial law and then everybody showed up and voted no and be like, I gotta go.
I mean, no shit.
You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, they were gonna impeach him, but I think him saying he's sorry was what saved
guys,
him.
Listen, how about we, who hasn't had a heated gamer moment where they call martial law, like, if it happened to your wife, what would you do?
What would you do? I gotta predict my wife.
I got really emotional. I had the power to circumvent, the will of the people, and I was just like, well, maybe try it for a little bit, see what happens. Maybe we can fix all this.
Just should check it out for a minute, just see what happens. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, man.
Oh, fucking hell. Yes,
wild time for South Korea. Thinking of coups and insurrectionary bodies, man, cannot wait for our next administration to come in and do whatever it does. The cabinet picks are just looking some of the best I've ever seen.
Matt Gaetz with his... I mean, it's just honest. It seems like he was the last person on the Trump plane, and Trump was like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
And then the thing that everybody already knew about him paying for sex with a child.
Yep.
That was already known, and then it comes up all over
Everyone
again.
like McCarthy has been very open about it. Talked about it quite often. Why he fucking hates this guy.
At the RNC,
yeah.
And so, yeah, he gets up, pulls he pulls out of this Congress that's still finishing up. Ethics committee's not coming out with a report, which there was enough Democrats that didn't show up to the vote. They could have got it released, but either way.
Oh, 100%.
And then, so he's gone now.
Yeah.
RFK, he's in the mix. Tulsi Gabbard in the mix. Pete Hegseth is the next one.
Pete Hegseth is, they're all dog shit, but Pete Hegseth is probably my favorite story because he's just like, listen, guys, this appointment is just what I need to finally get sober, okay? I promise, if it happens, not another drop of the devil for me. I'm ready. This guy, that had a morning show, mind you. 6 a.m. This guy's getting paid. God damn,
it's
dude.
It's not a morning show if you don't go to sleep, okay?
Guess that's true. It's crazy.
Well, and that's the thing. I think Pete Hegseth is a very, very important choice. And because
he doesn't wash his hands.
Well, I mean, it's just some of the things are true. All right.
Yeah.
Our military has been weakened over time.
It is
we haven't really won a war since we had the help of communists.
That's right.
And so we need to strengthen it up. Okay. Yeah. We need to build it up, get some strength. And I think no person is better suited for to really make the military powerful than someone that needs his mom to come tell everybody he's a nice boy.
Yeah.
Like just having Mama Bear come over and say, no, the email I sent saying that my son is a predator, that's not true, actually.
God. Actually, I was just JK.
I was just she was like, I was just so
a little heated. It was a little heated game moment. Sorry.
Jeez. This guy, it's crazy to have your mom and your lawyer going around on television to try and get you to be the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, and it might who knows, it might happen. The Democrats are craven, the Republicans don't believe in anything. Who knows how many of these people are actually going to get confirmed? It's and like I think that's the wildest thing to me is Lib Twitter's like, well, technically if some brave Republican, it's like, I don't think you're hearing me, man. Maybe it's not Pete Hegseth, it's still gonna be a fucking maniac, okay? These people are still gonna, what do you want, somebody more moderate? You think Trump's gonna do that? Like, they're all going to be dog shit. Okay, it's going to be a bunch of billionaires. It's going to be a bunch of special interest people whose entire idea is to completely destroy and pillage the little bit of regulations that we have left in this fucking government. All right, that's it. You know, they're not interested in destroying the government. Just continuing to strip it bare for parts. You know, Louis DeJoy style.
I think that you know, there's also reports that Pete Hegseth couldn't run a goddamn nonprofit that was like total of like 50 grand was their budget. And
listen, put these inept fucking assholes in there.
I appreciate the honesty of having someone just come into the Pentagon saying up front, we will misuse funds, okay? Because I'm sick of the lies, all right?
Exactly.
They just gotta, at least they're open about it.
They're good. Listen, those contracts are already set, man. Raytheon's got their numbers, Northrop Grumman. Everybody's already getting their money. It's not like he can really fuck anything up.
You failed 7 audits, and with Pete Hegseth, he guaranteed it will be 8.
Yeah, that's it, man. It doesn't really, that's the things that you're least worried about, I guess. Like, that doesn't really matter. Like, those places are already just giveaway, like cash giveaways. All right,
when it comes to
one of the biggest fucking misuse of like taxes every year is just our defense spending.
When it comes to the Defense Department, with Pete Hegseth, I am an accelerationist. Okay, I want him to get in there because if anybody is going to be able to break it from the inside, it's that fucking guy. I mean, like holy shit.
I did like the Doge committee or whatever. I think they're already saying what we need to do is get rid of VA healthcare, and it's like, brother, I don't think you were paying attention last week about Wednesday. I think that's a good way to find people that are much better shots. That
I mean, that's the thing is like apparently you don't need it, but yeah, and that's the thing. Like this is not gonna, and that's like the whole VA thing. Like that ain't gonna work. No. Because veterans are actually organized, like one of the few polling groups that are organized. And Trump tried this shit last time. He got, they got told completely smacked down by the lobby, around like these veterans groups. And Elon Musk coming out there to say, well, we need to privatize the VA. That shit not gonna fucking fly.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Good luck. Especially when everybody's
the best of luck with you and your little fucking human shield, man.
Oh my god!
You guys know I love my kids so much. Wow!
Have you not seen There Will Be Blood? These people like talking like, I mean, come on, dude. And I was saying, 3 requirements for education. Okay, by high school, every student should get an A+ in 3 different things.
Yeah,
just basic like homesteading. Okay, changing the light bulbs. Turning on a fucking oven, home ec, you know what I'm saying? So homesteading and fucking cooking for yourself and basic scams, okay? We need to really instill the basic scams of humanity, okay? When a really rich person comes along with a little child, okay? They're trying to humanize themselves because they're demons. If you like, right? Like, how is it someone can just bring their kid to work? Okay, because he's a demon trying to steal everything that you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basic scam.
Somebody maybe didn't read history, Romanov kids too.
Come on, man.
Gotta learn, brother.
What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Learn the lessons.
You know,
read
you gotta,
a book.
gotta pay
Watch
attention.
the movie.
At the end of the day, you may not be as protected as you think.
Good Lord. Good Lord. And speaking of not being as protected as you think.
Yeah. I mean, man, what an event. What a week it has been, you know?
First, I'd like to have a moment of silence for the Italian heroes that have came before us.
Wow. The Italian Albanian, please, Marcus. All right? Gramsci reborn. This man is treading his path. We will get new prison notebooks. Yeah, man. Like, wow. Interesting. I just, like, there's so many things that I think of it. I think one of the biggest is I think about the incompetence of law enforcement, you know, and their inability to do simple things like, you know, detective work. Like if this kid wasn't kind of fucking young and dumb, you know, being suspicious in a McDonald's, they would have never found him. All right.
In one part, he is a genius. He is acting as if he's done this 1,000 times before. Okay, like in one
but
part,
then the veneer peels back, and it's just
So, and we're talking about for anybody who didn't see the CEO get clapped on fucking on the street.
How you miss it?
But the initial, the first part, and something that the whole time it's like, oh wow, healthcare CEO company that it uses AI to do the most denied claims. 1 + 1 = 2.
Yep.
The little part of me that was like, was this a hired hit? Was the fact that like this guy is being investigated for doing insider trading? There's a report he was like possibly
no way to,
talking, right? And also the timeline of they see him out there for about 5 minutes. Guy walks out, boom in the back, and he's gone. I mean, that timeline seems like this was a setup. Like, hey, he's coming out of the building right now, and then bam, bam, But that's that's like just like the one like little paranoid thing. Like, was it?
Yeah.
But the McSnitch in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
McSnitch. That's not even gonna get paid. Crazy, man.
Man,
can you imagine
like,
being a snitch
suck.
and then not even getting your snitch money?
Yeah.
Useless.
God damn. Like, if... Oh my! Disgusting. Okay, you're a pathetic person, and that's the NYPD admitted it, right?
Yeah.
They're like, "Did you have your name? Did you know?" Like, no.
Yeah.
All they had was a
Eric
pretty
Adams just
smile.
lying, bald face, like, we know exactly who it is.
They just had a collection of thirst traps that they kept releasing.
Yeah,
him looking.
Man, did you see that video of them on Fox just walking by, ruffling bushes?
Oh
so
my God! Yeah, they had no idea.
Nope, nothing in there.
Here?
Well, thank God you guys get 6 fucking figures to find that out.
Yes,
man.
Yeah. I mean, and they, like that's what's wild. Like they had no idea. They had no idea
like
where he
was.
was.
Again, that is the most heartening thing for me, because there's a lot of hay made by some leftists about state intelligence and even at the city level, like there's a huge panopticon. There's a lot of potential by law enforcement to know everything about you, and it would be very easy for them to. And no, the easy thing is just don't have your fucking phone on you. Try to wear a semblance of a mask. That's it, baby.
Pay cash.
Pay cash.
And that's what, if this motherfucker just would have like plucked his eyebrows afterwards, he'd still be out.
Just shave him off. Straight razor and 2 quick swipes.
Like, he'd still be out there. Honestly, wild stuff.
Wild that he kept the weapon with him too. Like, that's fucking What were you doing? You gonna do it again?
That's where, like, this might not be the guy. All right, the guy who did it, he's too much of a genius. Okay,
yeah. He will be a folk hero that will live forever. This is just the patsy. I mean, I've seen those arguments, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, that is crazy to consider. You know, like, how do you have all your crime things on you? Like, did you just want to get caught, or was there a point where you just like felt that you needed to? Apparently he started his manifesto with, I respect the feds for what they do for our country. So like maybe he thought,
Well, that's the thing, is that like he seems to be just specifically aggrieved with the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
Like this is something where, and get to the response to this whole thing. But this guy like went to one of the most expensive high schools in Maryland.
Yeah.
The most expensive, prestigious all boys high school, was the valedictorian, went to UPenn, which is a not easy school to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Like computer science nerd, was like, and that's where it's like, I think he was like
worked
living in Hawaii,
6,
some tech bro fucking like gentrifier bullshit.
Yeah.
And then, back issue, and then, fast forward, here we are. And like everything, it seems, is just pointing towards not only this company, but the healthcare system and the profit-driven healthcare system.
Yeah, I mean, again, like lays it out very clearly. Like these are fucking leeches on the belly. These people are, destroying us. I think he talks about like how our life expectancy has not shifted, even though, we're supposed to be some rich country, but the only rich is the corporations. It's like,
man, we pay the most. We're ranked 42. He's just spitting facts.
Yeah.
And then there's the response.
Instead of talking about like fucking seed oils and, Japanese pocket pussies. I respect him for not going off on some RFK Jr. rant. Like, that's fine.
Pardon him and make him put him in the cabinet.
I can fix him. All right. I think, I told Chat as a bisexual, I love a project. I think he's easy. He's only 26. His brain's not fully baked yet. He's figuring it all out.
He's just figuring it all out.
Once he gets jury nullified, he'll be fine.
Well, and that's where there's so many people across the country that were just like, well, fuck that guy, actually.
Like, man, I was not in a leftist, commune or anything I was in Philly, and anybody I talked to, not even my friend group, just anybody that I talked to at the convention was like, yeah, that fucking guy's cool. Like, fuck that CEO. And I'm like, okay. My Uber driver, like anybody that, conversation came up around him, they're just like, yeah, fucking had it coming.
Because the comment sections of any of these right-wing chud influencers, telling like Ben Shapiro, you're out of touch. Yeah. Like this, the healthcare industry is fucked. I mean, my fucking Christian parents are praying for him on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like the people are with this guy. Yeah. And like the talking heads just don't understand. And that's where there's no, really like he's not like some DSA member, Bernie bro, like chanting Medicare for all. He felt the ills of the for-profit healthcare system like every regular fucking person has to deal with. And seemingly, right, where this is the dividing line in the United States. This is what divide, or at least this is one of the places where you can see the 99% versus the 1%. Because if 4.0 at Yardale, UPenn can't, if he gets got by this, this is a thing that the majority of us have to go through. And like there's a lot of people who, I mean, I don't know why you'd expect Americans to feel bad for anyone. We are a selfish, violent society, and like there ain't no feeling bad for this fucking asshole. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No. Like they've tried the humanization of this fucking like CEO, whatever they can pull up in like conventional media, and it's like, I don't care. Actually, I don't give a shit. Fuck this guy. Again, this guy
Hussein is a father,
right? Like, this guy perpetuated violence. Okay, like this was someone that sat around and made he didn't make the choices, like an algorithm did, surely, but like this is someone that presided over, like a warlord presided over like mass violence.
Yeah,
because like you have to, like I was saying this earlier, like before we started recording, like I watched the Kurzgesagt video, and it's like, is the world less violent now? And it's like, well, how do you quantify violence, right? Like, and if it's just like people dead, sure, that's one thing, but talk about the people that are in despair. Talk about the people that are barely kept alive by this fucking machine, so they can still give some sort of productivity to the mechanisms of capital until it's completely wrenched their bodies dry of any usefulness. Like that is what this healthcare industry does. Like, it just continues to feed people in the wood chipper, just healthy enough, just giving you enough. And sometimes not even that, sometimes just leaving you to, pre-existing conditions, leaving you to dry, leaving you on the hook for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that you'll never have. No, fuck, this guy is a monster, all right? On the level of, Kissinger, on the level of like these people, like all of these CEOs are. They are abject, violent, abhorrent fucking beasts. Okay, every single one of them. It is negotiated that way when as they are like 100 millionaires, billionaires. Like that is the price of that money. That is the blood, that pays their salaries. And
like how is it we're supposed to feel bad for this dude? They didn't even take a pause for the meeting to start.
Yeah. There was no moment of silence for their lost colleague. This is straight up fucking Scrooged. They stepped over this guy's warm carcass. Said, well, line has to go up.
Yeah. It was a cold day, so it wasn't warm for too long. All right, might as well get back to work.
Had the meeting an hour later. Sorry. Still end up netting, a little line go up by the end of day.
The stock for the company went up.
Yeah, like,
what the fuck?
God damn, man. And you want me to give a shit about this guy's humanity? These people are monsters, all right? The healthcare industry should be abolished today. Like, it shouldn't exist, actually. Like, health insurance is a scam, and is something that willingly fucking punishes people. Like, we should just have universal health care as a basic human right for everyone.
Yeah. And that's where, like, I'm one of those real, like, just absolutely insane lefties, okay?
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole lot of talk of Medicare for all, and that's a fine enough compromise, I guess. Yeah, but it's just, there was a national healthcare system that was pretty well funded and staffed in the UK, and it's netted the best results for any fucking country in any system as far as efficiency. And that should be the thing. That should be the goal. And we have that
too in a small modicum. It's called the VA, all right?
Yeah.
It is the most successful healthcare mechanism in this fucking country.
Yeah. And like, as far as like, you take the polling of like, do you enjoy your healthcare? Veterans, yes. Everybody else, if you get it, maybe.
Yeah.
The thing that saved Trump's life, which is like, is this disappointing thing, but it goes to show the government doctors work just
Walter
fine.
fucking Reed, man.
They fucking kept Trump alive. And like when COVID was banging.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like it is all just an absurd fucking thing.
I gotta go out like
to the point where, yeah, it doesn't, like you don't need to hit a DSA meeting. You don't need to grab a fucking pamphlet for, they're coming to these conclusions because how could you not? Only people who have no idea. Only the elite are upset. Only really the elite are like, or people who like just never felt any type of touch with it. Like I could see this guy.
I think
if
they
he didn't
see
have
their
any
own
health scare. Yeah. This guy probably would have been. Well, what like he probably would have been against himself. But that thing is, the healthcare shit is so expensive, and it's not even just that. Like maybe people could pay it off or whatever. Maybe you're rich enough to pay it off, but if you've been paying off that you've been paying for insurance for months and months and months, and then they tell you to get fucked on the bill, like that's gonna piss everybody off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's again, and I think a lot of these, these Chris Cuomos and whatnot that are staunchly against like the idea trying to humanize the CEO. It's like they have a vested interest. They are part of this ruling class, man. Like they are entrenched. They are, they are nepo babies. They are, intergenerational wealth havers. Like they're part of this system and see their own mortality in this fucking CEO that got popped. Because it could happen to them now. There's no fucking surprise that CEOs immediately started like reaching out to private security, removing their information from LinkedIn. Sorry, that doesn't matter. If somebody's fucking determined enough, good luck. Okay, but all of these people are sensing now. They're like, oh fuck. They're starting to realize, because that is this fucking tenuous social agreement that we've had for so long is like, well, it's not like anybody could really do anything about it. But what if people do? But what if people do start doing something about the fact that you just sat and let their fucking grandparent wither away, right? What if people do start fucking doing something about the fact they've had scoliosis and been living with back pain for 3 decades, and now all of a sudden you just can't cover them anymore because they're pre-existing conditions? What happens if people start acting on those things?
They vote, right? They just vote and never do anything else.
It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. But like I said, I am in full support of other, somebody was like, well, shame about his politics. And I was like, no, hey, listen, if more of these manosphere adjacent fucking, guys just decide to have some purpose in life, I mean, whatever that may be. I don't know. I'm not telling them to go do anything. I'm just saying, if they want to start working for a living, that's fine,
Well, no, and let me ask you this. When's the last time healthcare, and especially when it comes to Medicare for all, not getting rid of Obamacare, but when's the last time a positive healthcare policy discussion was had in the country?
Yeah. There is.
I'm not trying to say it was right.
No,
but
there is not, and there should be this discussion. These Will Stancils should get tossed down a fucking oubliette for even pretending that like this is a discussion. Do people like their healthcare? No, between what? Well, when I'm given a chance between being beaten with a fucking rod and being beaten with the branch, I guess I'll choose the branch. It's like, yeah, sure, but like realistically, there is no choice, all right? You've got Cigna fucking gold, silver, or bronze, whatever that fucking may be, and you get charged an arm and a leg for it. And you still have a $6,000 deductible.
And the privatization of like Medicare, like Part B and C and FU, like these are the most expensive and like the least helpful fucking parts that that as they changed. And it's so even with that, and like they're trying to like they don't get it. It's like this and the rent. Like the Democrats, like literally people are telling you. People have been saying it. Like if they don't see this guy's politics and say, oh shit, Bernie would have won, right? Because like they got to make those connections of actually selling something people want to buy, not if you're a first time home buyer, son of immigrants who's never been late on any credit card payment ever, then you get a $10,000 deductible on a small business loan. Like, who the hell is that for? We need health care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luigi Mangione.
Luigi Mangione. You know, crazy. Hey, listen. Anything can happen still, all right? It's all up in the air. Anything can occur in this world. At least that's a spark of hope that like these fucking institutions actually don't have, like, besides control of the propaganda machine, besides like control of like state violence, they don't know how to like wield any, they don't have real protection, you know, like
he was a ghost.
And that is,
I'm gonna tell you,
and that
if
is
you are
inspiring.
a 5'11", if you are a 5'11" white man, you are like the Predator invisible cloak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot be seen. Yeah. Like,
I saw a TikTok of some white guy. It's like, I was not in, Manhattan, whatever, because he's like ostensibly looking. It's like, you're a white guy, all right? Like, don't make this about you, all right? It's easy for all of us to fucking float in. We're all the same type of clear. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, that's where like the more they show them, the more like this guy's a specimen as well. It's like the internet is wet right now with these fucking pics they're letting out.
It's crazy. I know. I saw his feet pics yesterday, and I know people are just fucking losing it right now. Over those piggies. I get it. I get it.
Yes.
It's wild, man. The internet's wild.
It is indeed a wild fucking place.
What's your fucking silver lining, Marcus? We got,
man, silver lining.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be real. I'll say, well, the silver lining is is that this is a white Ivy Leaguer named Luigi Mangione, because I think if there's any other type of person who covered down on this type of thing,
it's the same thing I said.
the conversation might not have stuck on healthcare the way it is.
Yeah.
So whatever whatever comes out of this, at least like there is a discussion about healthcare coming on. I am looking forward to. Oh, actually, I'm looking forward to this little market that I'm going to be going to.
Ooh,
there's like,
there's
this group of, I don't know if this sounds so lame, but it's like, there's just like a bunch of black women that have their own, like, like businesses and stuff like that, like crafts and or whatever, stuff that they create on their own. So I'm going to be going there Friday to just, get some small Christmas gifts, stuff like that. So
they consumerism. I like that.
Yeah. I'm excited for I'm going to do some Christmas shopping, but black-owned businesses. So
nice. Very nice. I like that.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, Des Prager's still in the hospital.
Mitch McConnell went down today.
He did.
I saw that before we started.
Hey, listen, we could lose them both by Christmas, and that would be
Mitch McConnell had
fine end to 2025. I believe Prager is never returning to a show. By the way, like he is down for the count. The only question is whether or not he makes it through the holiday season. Like, they've permanently replaced him. So,
damn.
At least there's that.
Hey. Jimmy Carter outlusts Prager. Let's go. Yeah. That'd be crazy. No, but the jokes aside about the things I'm looking forward to. Friday, I'm going to be doing a little. They're doing one more push for a holiday, like cooking and everything, to fill the community fridges. So I'll be doing a little bit of that. Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, just a nice final big cooking push before the holidays. Yeah, I'll throw down on that for a little bit. All right. Well, it's good to be back. Yeah, it feels nice. We will be here the entire holiday season. I have nothing but time now that I have begun my recovery. Excellent. Man, prescription steroids are crazy.
Like it's literally, it's like a fucking cheat code, man. Like it's just within the span of 24 hours, I went from army crawling on the fucking floor to just being like, oh, I can stand again, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. I gotta get something under this house and then just like pick up the corner.
It's wild. Our bodies crave them. Actually, it's wild. Who cares about the 140 blood pressure or whatever? I don't give a shit.
No, sorry, I can't make the podcast. No, side on with the Washington Commanders. Yeah. Starting
Why are you lifting Carl? Don't worry about it. I did see the fucking Panthers on my way out of Philly. Shame they still lost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there was actually a video of the Eagles cart.
Yeah.
Falling over. I don't know if you saw the windy.
I did see that. Yeah.
Toppled right over. Womp, womp.
Oh man. All right. Back next week with more content.
Peace.
Take care, everybody.